Morning, it's Yvette from Lemonade Design here. So this morning I wanted to share with you how I write a blog post. It's one of the things I constantly get asked about, and how various features like meta description and who's posted. So here we go, let's delve in and have a look. So I've created a blog post which I'll walk you through, but let's start with some of the things that people ask about. How do they turn off the meta description? So here you can see this is a standard blog with the meta description, so who the author is, the date, what category it is, and the number of counts. And then mine is completely set up with CPT layer inspection, and it hasn't got any description here. But I have another client who he has got the dates on his only in one area, so I will just show you. He's also got the CPT layer injector. When you click on one of these here, you'll see the dates there. So how do we turn it off depending on what type of blog you've got installed? So let's head to this one here that's got the standard one, and this is the blog module. So you open it up, and then it's down in elements, and you can choose what you want to have turned on. So we're going to just leave it as a featured image, read more, pagination. And if we update that and head back to here and refresh this page, that now has taken care of that. So the only date that's on there is the one that the client's put. We'll talk about this as a page title in a very short while. I haven't got this client's open, but I will show you where that is. So what you have to do is, if you've got CPT layer, injector and taxonomies, you come down to here to Divi Library, and then type in the search archive loop. There's actually two loops. One's called blog loop and one's called archive loop, and to make sure that they look exactly the same, because if you go to here, this is using one of the loops, and this is using the archive loop to pick up. So this is your search, and will be able to choose your different categories. So to get that on there, you would need to go into both the blog and the archive loop. I'll just show you on the one how you do it. And it is in here in title, and there's your elements. Yes, there's your elements. So you can turn it on to show the author, the date, the categories, comments, etc. So you just make sure they're all turned off. Save, update, and then that will alter that. So that's how you would get rid of that date there. So moving back to my post, one of the first places I generally start is with my title and what my meta description will be. So I normally slide down to this part of the page, which is all-in-one SEO plugin. You can use Yoast, it's entirely up to you. Whichever you prefer is absolutely fine. I just prefer all-in-one SEO. So I put my title, and I also put my meta description. And to check whether these are actually going to be good, there is a page here. I actually put it as a link within the blog post. So you've got a couple of links in here. One tells you about page titles and descriptions, and the other one is the checker. So you can write in here your page title, your meta description, and you can even put the URL in. And then this will tell you whether Google's going to be able to read it across all devices. And as you can see, it says it's going to be able to be read everywhere. So that's a really great, useful tool to have. So let's go back to when it comes to titles, I always think that you should think of something that's going to be interesting for the reader to read and want them to click on. So this is a website I was working on yesterday, and I just inputted some of because everything's got to be done manually because it's coming over from a non-WordPress site. I just threw 3 blog posts in for the client so that they can go in. And one of the things I said to them is, these titles are not doing them any favours, because this doesn't tell Google who Samantha and Daniel are. We know that they got married in Kent, but that's about it. We don't know what the venue was, whether it was spring or summer or winter. And so in terms of search, other than the family of Samantha and Daniel, or this one here, or Jan's grandkids, they're the only people that are going to be interested in these blog posts. It's not doing any good SEO wise. So always think about your post title and what it's doing for you in terms of SEO. Whilst we're down at this section here, I would copy all of that information from the main settings over into the social settings. I would then choose a picture, the width and the height, and whether it's a blog post or a website or an article, it's a blog post. And then I would excuse Alexa there. I would also add my featured image, any tags, and what categories it's going to fall into. And then I would take the post title actually. So I'd copy that post title there, copy it up here, and also make sure that it's reflected here and copy it into there. And then I would go update. And then I set about writing the content. One of the things about content is it does need to be great content that people are interested in reading. And so think about what you're writing and whether it's going to appeal. Also make sure that you've got internal and external links. So I've got a couple of external links in here. And then I've also put 3 internal links to myself. So another blog post that people might be interested in, join my mailing list, and also to the contact page. So in terms of if I've shot a wedding for somebody, or I want to feature the company or whatever it is, I always think you should put that a little way down under a H2 header. So include H2 headers. So if this was about a wedding couple, I would do a brief intro here. Then I would put my H2 header with their name on them. And here I've talked about what would be a better title over just the couple's name. Images, also make sure that they reflect the blog post and the venue or whatever it is that you are doing a blog post on, because nobody ever searched for images using img_001 or DSC. And then for displaying them, there's various ways that you can do them. If you're just using a few images like I've done on this post, then I would say it's absolutely fine to just have full width individual images. If I was doing a big blog post with lots of images, so I'd shot a wedding or done a family photo shoot and I'd got more than 10 images, then I would be inclined to use the plugin The Grid. And the reason for that is it just looks so much tidier. So if you can imagine, actually let's just click on this client and see whether he uses The Grid. No, he uses individual pictures. But if he did, you could add the grid into there, and I just think it looks tidier and it makes the page not so long of pictures, and it fills the space on images like this. So that's it. I hope this has been really helpful. You can read my process as well here, and I've put some screen grabs so that you can see the different stages of what I do where. Oh, one last thing. Once I've completely written the blog post, I update it one last time. And then I come down to here. And then I debug the post. So now when it's shared on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere on social media, that's what the person will see. So as I say, I hope this has been helpful and I look forward to chatting to you next time. Bye.